I'd like to invite Renuka Chaudhary. She is a doughty Congress leader from Andhra Pradesh. We have seen her debate her party's ideological rivals on TV, and now we'll hear from her.
My fellow panelists, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, after my respected colleague Mr. Chandan Mitra happily bashed the government, placed the blame at our door, and then very nicely concluded that we should rise above politics. I just wanted to share with you all, we've had our fair share of bashing as the Congress party at the national level. And perhaps we didn't know how to fight back to dispel the perception that the government was against the Lokpal bill. Everyone is so focused on Lokpal that you didn't even realize, the nation never realized, there were many other preventive and positive checks put into place which brings greater transparency and facilitates citizens to have access and to have recourse and for redressal of grievances. This has happened. Corruption is a set of mind, a mindset that we look at where we want to circumvent the law in order to facilitate ourselves. We are not willing to wait for the regular procedure, and we want to compromise the system to benefit ourselves as individuals. Why does corruption happen in a fantastic country like India? Social psychologists and behavioral psychologists and economists talk of this kind of corruption as a fallout of a society that is evolving from extreme poverty into well-being, where people get up and say, okay, this is the way to do it, I want it fast, it's an instant solution. Corruption alters behaviors of individuals when there has to be limited resource which is shared and spread thin amongst a growing population where people want the better half. All of us have been victims of corruption and perpetuators of corruption at some point or the other, whether it is the child's school admission, whether you want LPG gas out of turn, whether you wanted a landline collection. Is it a fact that evolved countries which have high GDPs and fantastic budgets, are they free of corruption? Do you really believe that the United States of America, a country whose currency is hardening every day despite their lower economies today? Do we believe that Japan didn't ever arrest their prime ministers of corruption? Do we oversimplify? Do we as a nation talk simplistically of the black and white divide of honesty and corruption? That is what we need to look at as a responsible, accountable society, and an audience like you who have the reach, the means and the wherewithals to see what we can do. The Lokpal was taken up much earlier, and there was a conversation, there was a consultation. A lot of people criticized us, saying this is the first government we know that actually went out and sat and talked to the NGOs. I don't believe that is wrong. The Congress party, as always, has been pioneers in sensing change and responding to it. In an era of communication and of accountability and transparency, the government in its wisdom believed that they should reach out and talk to people and listen to their voices. We did bring about the RTI. The RTI is a tremendous instrument of transparency, something that culls corruption. We've all missed looking at the Judges' Accountability Bill. Today, if you have employment guarantee scheme, it's not a vote-gathering exercise. It may be perceived as that by our honorable opposition, but it isn't. It's an empowering instrument where citizens of India can go out and work and earn as a right for 100 days, which gives them access to food securities, to give them a right to the choice that your child will go to school and not to the labor. Unfortunately, the media focuses and drumbeats on some niches which makes it for popular viewing and rating. But it subverts the attempts that are being made by policy decision making to reach out to the citizens. Now, who is the Lokpal? It's at a very nascent level that we are looking at the evolution of the Lokpal. The Lokpal bill was bought with all honest intention and integrity by the Government of India. The Lokpal was open and transparent to debate and bashing and whatever, because we believed that it must evolve by debate, by the parliamentary systems of this nation, because that is what defines our democracies. We don't have the luxuries of communist countries, or we do not have the luxuries of dictatorships. In a large, complex society like ours, where we are evolving, there must be debate, not once, not twice, but 1,000,000 times over if need be, to bring about something that is cohesive, inclusive, conclusive, and a way forward. Had we brought the Lokpal as it was defined? Yes, citizens stood up and said what they believed it to be. We listened. Are we guilty for that? Is that a mistake? To hold dialogue, to talk, to discuss, and yet we stepped back in certain areas because we believed that governance comes with accountability. Democracy without accountability is not a democracy at all. Democracy comes with responsibility. We brought in the Election Commission. We all remember the time of elections. I remember I had to ring up my election observer and the poll officer who was deputed by the Election Commission and tell him, my rival is giving out quarter bottles of alcohol and 1 chicken for exchange coupons along with the slip, the poll slip that was distributed. And he was very indignant. He said, are you asking me to go and arrest chicken? I said, he's distributing chicken for the voters. And from something as absurd as that, today we have come out into accountability. Still in UP, we have witnessed today where we're seeing crores of rupees seized. Where has this money come from? Do we just blame the political system? Do we say everything is the responsibility of government? Then remove the democracy. The government will then be responding to you in a dictatorship and will tell you what to do. No. We are far more sophisticated, liberated, and we will collectively contribute to this nation where we will be leaders of the world. We already are first amongst equals. Who is the Lokpal? Is there someone going to descend from heaven? They're human beings who are going to be chosen from the same pool of people who come into politics, who stay out of politics, who vote for or against politicians. They evolved from a democracy. Why did the Government of India say, don't put everything under the Lokpal? If one thing collapses, the entire system would collapse. It's a learning curve that we are on. And hence we must give and take. The Election Commission that first came in and the Election Commission of today has been an evolved body. What amazing autonomy. We may differ with them, covering elephants in pink plastic. Maybe we differ with them in the practice that they do, but the principle of it cannot be forgotten or overlooked. Today, because of giving constitutional recognition to the body called Election Commission, interference is less, they're able to do what they believe to do, and you have the provision for checks and balances, which is what, with the wisdom of experience of administration, that the Government of India believed that we should put into place even with the Lokpal. You must have independent investigative agencies. Are you saying the CBI only looks at corruption and nothing else? Do you believe that there are no other matters in this country that need CBI inquiry? So it's rather infantile to say that the CBI and corruption and everyone must report only to the Lokpal. Don't we see what happens in our judiciary? Gazillion cases are filed by people, frivolous. Having said all of this, ladies and gentlemen, the Lokpal is one of the many instruments of democracy. It is not the only instrument, and neither is it the one-part solution. It isn't. Who is accountable and who is responsible is us, we the people. Don't blame politicians easily. It's become a habit with us. Socrates said it, that there is unrest on the streets and the politicians cannot be trusted. Politicians are also instruments of democracy. We the people, when we go and say, please get my child a nursery admission in school. We the people, when we go to politicians and say, sir, aapke paas se ek phone se ye kaam ho jayega. We the people, when people come to us, public representatives, and say, madam, hum manage karke na ye bench pe la denge, bas aap ek baar judge sahab ko phone kar do. We facilitate corruption. And it lies with us. Accountability, responsibility. If we want something to reach our children, the only gift that we can give them is a sound, equitable, inclusive society, which means we take responsibility for this great gift called democracy to us, that we pass it on to the others. In Urdu, there's a wonderful word that defines it, which says, ye hamari amanat hai. This is an amanat. You can't destroy it. You can't give it away. You have to look after it and pass it on for generations to come. There's a poet who said, tum आफताब लेकर चल, तुम आफताब लेकर चल, तुम महताब लेकर चल, तुम्हारी एक ठोकर में 100 इनकलाब लेकर चल. जय हिंद.